Well, when we found out that President Trump was running for president again this term, we immediately went out and bought a flag. Hey, if you didn't get the email on Monday, you're safe. And I'm like skipping down the halls, right? And our friends that didn't vote the same, there's always that back and forth conversation now. It's like, you knew this was coming, but we didn't. Like, nobody that I've talked to understood the devastation that having this administration in office would do to our lives, but other people that we love and care about too within the Mid-Ohio Valley. Absolutely, I feel a little bit betrayed.
We literally get slapped in the face with no explanation. They fool you a lot. They get in office, they don't do the things they said they was going to do or promise the people.
Donald Trump and Elon Musk and this fictitious entity Doge, this unlawful entity Doge, has any actual interest in rooting out government waste, fraud, and abuse. They're the only ones committing those things. They are the only ones committing those things.
And Trump just sits there like this. So Elon Musk bought a president. He bought the presidency of the United States, and now he's going to destroy us.
If we knew what we know today and the vote was tomorrow, I don't know what I would do because of my morals, but I just don't think I could do it again. I don't think I could vote for President Trump again, no.
I got a question. Were you not listening? Were you not listening to what he has been saying over the past 2 years? Were you not reading when we told you about Project 2025? Because everything that he's doing now is just running the playbook of what's in Project 2025. So truly the only person that has slapped you in the face is yourself. But here's the reality. It was easier for you to believe the lie that a black woman as president would be the end of America as we know it. It was easier to believe that than to believe the truth of who 4547 really is. We tried to warn you. As a matter of fact, even he tried to warn you. He told you he was going to do everything that he's doing now. It's all laid out in Project 2025. He's just running the playbook. You, sir, and everyone like you have just experienced Fafo.
Welcome to the channel where we break down the moment when people who thought they were safe find out just how real the consequences are. They cheered, they voted, they ignored the warnings, and now they are in the find out phase. If you are here, you are probably wondering how people ignore all the red flags and then act shocked when things go exactly as predicted. Well, that is what we are here to talk about. We break down viral moments, political decisions, and social issues that expose the hypocrisy, the lies, and the Fafo effect. Here, we don't sugarcoat, we don't hold back, we bring receipts, reactions, and reality check. Expect deep dives into political chaos, cultural shifts, and those I have never thought it would happen to me a moment. If you love watching people experience the Fafo effect in real time, then hit that subscribe button. Join the community that sees it coming and is always ready to break it down. Drop a comment below. Did you see this situation coming? What do you think about the latest political mess? Let's talk about it. And remember, when you ignore the warnings, the find out phase is only a matter of time.
Opinion piece that you co-authored has this headline: How Trump is reshaping reality by hiding data. And you write in part this: the Trump administration is deleting taxpayer-funded data, information that Americans use to make sense of the world. In its absence, the president can paint the world as he pleases. We don't know the full universe of statistics that have gone missing, but the U.S. Doge Services Wrecking Ball has already left behind a wasteland of 404 pages. All sorts of useful information has disappeared, including data on climate, sexual orientation and gender, natural hazards, crime, and health. For Trump, the current reality can definitely be uncomfortable. After all, government data include a lot of evidence that could frustrate his ambitions. So he developed a Smoke and Mirrors Act. Inconvenient truths threaten Trump's plans, so he disappears the relevant data and uses other tactics to obscure reality. This makes it easier for him to do what he wants. Tell us a little bit more about this phenomenon.
This is Bradley Bartell and Camille Munoz. Hold on a second. This is Bradley Bartell and Camille Munoz, and they look like a very happy couple, don't they? What a great looking couple they are. I mean, she's Peruvian, he's Wisconian. I mean, she grew up around Machu Picchu. He grew up around dumbass quarterbacks. What a perfect match. And they even got married on Valentine's Day. So congratulations to the couple. And good call there, Bradley. Good call wearing that polo shirt of 1970s green refrigerator. Well done there. Well done. And on the same week that they got married, Camellia shared some Facebook posts about ICE and immigration, some videos and memes, and she thought they were funny. You could tell by ja, 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 ja. So this Peruvian thought jokes about ICE and deportation were funny. She also shared this 9 days before her wedding. To Trump, we love you, because he signed executive orders to get rid of trans people in sports. So with the money Bradley saved on that wedding shirt, he was able to take Camellia to Puerto Rico for the honeymoon. So how are they doing now? Are the newlyweds really having fun like newlyweds should? Are they? Are they getting down? Are they getting busy? Nope. She's not sitting on his face. She's sitting in an ICE detention center. Your wife is being deported, and you are one of the reasons why. We didn't think it would happen to us. You voted to have other families torn apart. Now look at you. So Camellia, if you ever see this, do you still love Trump? Because I only have one thing to say no matter what your answer is. Ja, 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 ja.
A Trump voter is now in the find out phase as his wife is sitting in an ICE detention center ready to be deported. Now meet Bradley Bartell and his wife Camilla. There they are, the happy couple just married. Now he voted for Donald Trump even though his wife was here illegally. She originally came on a visa, but she overstayed that visa. And he supported Donald Trump despite his policies to deport people. Now he thought it would be somebody else, but on return from their honeymoon in Puerto Rico, ICE picked her up because she was on a database for overstaying her visa. And of course, these people are just beside themselves. They didn't think this would happen to them. They thought it would be the others. They thought Camilla would get to stay because she was originally vetted for a visa. She was working, she had a W-2, and she paid taxes. They thought she would be the last one in the clubhouse who could pull up the ladder and prevent everybody else from coming in. But now they're in the find out phase. And he is upset. He calls the conditions she's in terrible. They can't believe they would do this to somebody. Well, he was ready for it to happen to somebody else. And welcome to the find out phase.
Look at what we have here. Is this Target with a sign that says our store is taking steps to conserve energy today by temporarily reducing lighting and air conditioning? When that electric bill is too high because ain't enough people going into the store to shop, you gotta conserve energy. Child, if this ain't fuck around and find out. Keep up the good work, everybody. The boycott continues. That boycott is forever. It is not a Target fast. This is a Target forever boycott. They did us wrong too many times. Keep up the good work.
Listen, this crash out is about to be fucking phenomenal. Do you hear me? This shit is about to be televised. Do you hear me? Oh, and the crash out ain't gonna come from nobody who look like myself. No, it's not gonna come from nobody who like me. Ain't nothing like finding out that the whole time you thought you were the shit, and that maybe somebody like myself wasn't shit, realizing that you too aren't shit. Ain't nothing like finding the fuck out. It's almost like somebody tried to tell you. These are really good, by the way. God, this shit's gonna be funny.
I knew 2025 was going to be the year of FAFO. There were a lot of people who fucked around, so there are a lot of people who are going to have to find out. But what I did not take into account is that Dusty Musty was actually going to become the poster child for FAFO. And I cannot explain to you the immense amounts of joy that brings to me. Let's talk about it. Number one, Tesla stock is in free fall. It's falling faster than a Kardashian on Ozempic. Number two, his SpaceX rockets are blowing up left and right. They're just exploding in the sky. And I'll tell you one thing I know about rockets. They're not supposed to explode in the sky, okay? Number three, I just heard this morning that he was supposed to do a Starlink deal with a Mexican billionaire, but because of something he retweeted, that deal got yanked and he just lost more billions of dollars. And that just makes me so happy. But let's circle back to the thing that made me the happiest over the past couple days, and that is the fact that Dusty Musty has to have the orange turd trying to sell Teslas right off the White House lawn. Let me just remind you that anybody who still supports the orange turd would be anti-EV and also not have anywhere near enough money to afford a Tesla, even if it's only $299 a month. I saw those notes. Okay, that's a good deal, but no one's getting it for $299 a month. Their credit scores aren't that good. Not to mention they don't even have enough credit to buy them. And on top of that, the group of people who would still be willing to buy anything off the orange turd and Dusty Musty are the same people who are so anti-EV. They said they were leaving the state of California when Gavin Newsom announced that California had to go full EV by like 2032. Okay, they ain't gonna be buying Teslas, number one, and they certainly cannot afford them. So good luck.
A sixth grade teacher in Idaho may lose her job for hanging signs in her classroom that say, "All are welcome here." Sarah Imana, who is a sixth grade history teacher in Idaho, hung these two signs below in her classroom. She was contacted by her principal and vice principal, who told her the signs were against district policy because they were her opinion and they were not content neutral. When Sarah asked for clarification, they said, "They're your opinion because not all believe all are welcome here." She initially took the signs down, but she said when she went home and discussed this with her husband, she realized she could not, in good conscience, remove these signs. She said it was more important for students in her school to know that everyone was safe and everyone was welcome than her own job. The school is saying she has until the end of the year to remove them or she will face professional repercussions. What a crazy world we're living in.
So let's talk about what happens when you ignore every single warning sign and not act surprised when reality punches you in the face. Because that is exactly what we are witnessing right now. We have got Trump voters who probably waved their flags, mocked those who want them, and acted like they were immune to the policy they voted for. Now they are sitting here shocked, absolutely stunned that Trump is doing exactly what he said he would do. I mean, really, were you not listening? Were you not paying attention? Let's start with Project 2025. This isn't some secret conspiracy theory. It's literally a publicly available document outlining everything Trump and his allies want to do. It's not a guess, it's not speculation, it's their actual plan, and yet we have people acting like Trump just woke up one day and decided to reshape America into personal dictatorship. No, this was always the goal, and now they are shocked that it's happening. I want to focus on this one guy who went on a rant about how he felt betrayed by Trump's administration. He said his friends who voted differently knew this was coming, but he didn't. He didn't realize bad it would be. And I have to ask, where were you? What exactly do you think was going to happen? Do you think Trump was only going to go after other people? Do you think when he targeted immigrants, people of color, LGBTQ plus folks and marginalized communities, it wouldn't even eventually come for you? Because that is not how this works. That is never how it works. You don't get to unleash chaos and expect to be spared. And the widest part, even Trump told you what he was going to do. He straight up said it, and now you are shocked. Now let's talk about Brian Bethel and his wife Kamala. This man voted for Trump while his wife was here illegally, and for some reasons, he thought that deportation policy wouldn't apply to her. He thought she was safe because why? She was a good immigrant, because she paid taxes, because they were different from the people Trump was supposedly targeting. Now, that is not how this works. Brilliant, you supported a man who ran on deporting undocumented immigrants, and now your wife is sitting in an ICE detention center because of you. And the irony, this man now calls the condition inhuman. Really, you cheered for this policy. You thought they were great until they affected you. Let me say this louder for the people in the back. Oppression doesn't stay contained, it expands. The moment you let a government strip rights from one group, it's only a matter of time before they come for you. And now, Brian wants sympathy. He wants people to feel bad for him and his wife. But where was this energy when it was other families being torn apart? Where was this outrage when it was Latino kids in cages? When it was asylum seekers getting sent back to dangerous conditions? Or that is what's fine, right? That was just the law, but now that is your wife suddenly is a problem. And I just have one question for Kamala. Do you still love Trump? Because this is what you supported. Moving on, let's talk about the great target Boy Scouts. The same people who screen free market and businesses can do whatever they want are now boycotting targets into obviously. And now, Why? Because the company decided to be inclusive because they dare to sell products that cater to more than just the conversive bubbling. And now, Target is literally dimming the lights because they can't afford the energy bill, and people are celebrating this like it's some kind of victory. What are you actually winning? You are making life harder for retail workers. You are proving that conversative outrage is one of the most powerful forces in the economy, and you are exposing just how ridiculous these Boy Scouts are. Because let's be real, half of the people screaming about this still shop at Target, just like they still drink Bud Light, just like they still watch the NFL after pretending to Boy Scout it, is all performative outrage. They don't even have this discipline to actually stick to their so-called principles. Now let's switch gears for a second and talk about the Idaho teacher being forced to remove a sign that says all are welcome here. Read that again. A teacher has been told she can't put up a sign that welcomes all students. And why? Because apparently not everyone agrees that all people should be welcome. Just think about how insane that is. A school, an institution that is supposed to educate and uplift young minds, is telling a teacher that making all kids feel safe is somehow political. That equality is an opinion. That kindness is controversy. So let's get straight to this. If a teacher puts up a Bible verse, that is totally fine. If they put a flag supporting police, no problem. But if they put up a sign saying all students are welcome, that is suddenly an issue. This is the reality we are living in. A reality where basic human decency is now political, where people are being punished for simply treating others with respect, and somehow the same crowd that screams about free speech is perfectly okay with this kind of censorship. At this point, we need to ask, where does this end? Because all of this, the Trump betrayals, the Fafo moment, the hypocrisy, the outrage culture, it's all connected. It's all coming from the same place. A willful ignorance of reality. A refusal to accept the action have consequences. People want to believe that they are inhuman to the chaos they unleash. They think it's only going to affect the other guy, but reality doesn't work that way. You voted for a man who promises mass deportation. Don't be shocked when your immigrant wife is detained. You support policy that cuts government assistance. Don't be surprised where your own benefit disappears. You cheered on auditory tactics. Don't cry when these tactics are turned on. It's Fafo 101, and unfortunately for some people, class is now in session. If you made it this far, you already know what to do. Hit that like button. Drop a comment below. Do you think these people actually learned their lesson, or are they just going to keep making the same mistakes? And don't forget to subscribe because this is just the beginning. Until next time, stay aware, stay informed, and as always, Fafo remains undefeated.